The other problem we have is the baby boomers are retiring. This is a large generation. It's a very large generation. A lot of them are retiring very young, too. A lot of them are getting Social Security now. It's coming to a point where that's becoming very expensive. That's another problem. How we fix that? That's a good question. There's the option of switching it to a private organization. There's the option of paying into it to make it solvent again. But to be perfectly honest, the main issue is that the government thinks it's okay to dip into our Social Security and steal our money and spend it all and say, oh, sorry guys, I owe you. And then every time the IOU comes in, it's like, wow, we don't have any money. Simple answer, print more money. Print more money, and then from there, do your thing, I guess. Print more money, lower interest rates, prop up the stock market, make it look like things are better, push the problem down the rug, and then receive the blowback if you're the next generation, basically. Congratulations, millennials. It's your problem now. Bye-bye. That's not going to work for us. I'm a millennial. I don't approve of that. I don't want that to be the case. That is not my America. I shouldn't have to pay for the mistakes of my father or my grandfather. I can't honestly understand how people think that's okay to think about. But moving on. This was interesting. A teacher actually posted something on the board, or on the wall at school. She wrote down on 6 pieces of paper. She wrote down, and I'm going to read this to you guys right now. This is hilarious. She's like, "Dear black students, in this classroom, your life matters." Way to go, buddy. Dear LGBTQ plus students, your life is beautiful and allowed to expand past fake social rules. Fake. Dear Latino students, you are not rapists or drug dealers. Fair enough. Dear Muslim students, you are not terrorists. Well, I sure would hope so. Dear female students, men cannot grab you. Dear undocumented students, in this classroom, there are no laws. Undocumented students, illegal immigrants, criminals. There are no walls in this classroom, my friend. Let's go through this again. I made my own little wall, by the way. On my wall, I have a little bit of a different philosophy. I said, "Dear black students, your life doesn't matter when you attack police officers trying to arrest you." And just a hint, P.S., it doesn't if you're white either. Otherwise, we all agree that your life is no less valuable than anybody else's, right? Yeah, I think I do. I think black lives matter, white lives matter, Hispanic lives matter, and Muslim lives matter even. All lives matter, right? No, wait, I can't say all lives matter. I forgot. That's racist. Okay. Dear LGBTQ people, you are made in God's image and beautiful. But you should be free to make any bad choice you want. As long as it doesn't harm others anyways. Including gay sex, genital mutilation, and cross-dressing. Hell, put a door knocker on your nose for all I care. But one thing I ask. Don't ask me for help when you enter corporate America and people think you're a weirdo. That's simple. Nobody wants a green-haired, cross-dressing transgender woman that was once a man working at their corporation. Why? Because it makes most people uncomfortable. And you have to be an entrepreneur. You have to talk to people. You have to interact with people. And if people are uncomfortable around you, you have to conform. You have to conform to corporate life to make yourself marketable to other people. That's why if I'm going into a job interview, I do this little thing called shaving. I can't have this big old nasty beard when I go in for a job interview. Why? Well, because I have to conform. Welcome to capitalism. Welcome to the United States. If you don't want to do that and you can't find a job, oh well, cry me a river. It's your fault. It's your fault. I don't know what to tell you. Dear Latino students, no one ever called you drug dealers or rapists. Because I know what they're referencing. They're representing Donald Trump's statement about illegal immigrants, which was qualified as like Mexico is not sending their best. Mexico is not sending their best. Meaning there is a whole nother slew of people in the country of Mexico that are doing the sending of these people. Now, who are these people? Obviously, probably Mexican citizens. Some of them actually aren't. Some of them are Guatemalan. Some of them are illegal immigrants in Mexico, illegally immigrating to the United States. Whoever they're sending people. Whoever they're sending. And all of them cross the border illegally, making them illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants. So he's not talking about Mexicans. He's said on multiple occasions that he loves the Mexican people. If he was trying to garner hate, why would he say that he loves the Mexican people? That doesn't even make sense. Unless you want to say, oh, he's just lying. I'm like, well, based on the amount of Mexicans he has hired and working for him, I would say that he doesn't hate them. He thinks, Trump's a businessman. He likes what's profitable. That's profitable. Latinos work very hard. However, they have to be citizens of this country in order to work here. So we need to tighten our immigration laws and secure the border. It has nothing to do with Mexicans. It has nothing to do with Latinos. He never said anything about Latinos. And then he goes on to say, some, I assume, are good people. So not only that, he still operates under the assumption that some Mexicans, or not even some Mexicans, some illegals, some illegal immigrants coming in from Mexico are good people. So now we're going to the point at which he's talking about bad people that are illegal immigrants are criminals and drug dealers. What's the problem? Are you saying that are you trying to defend the bad people that illegally crossed our border, committed the crime of illegal immigration? Are those bad people? Are the bad people that did that the criminals, the drug dealers, and the rapists maybe? Are you trying to defend them? Teacher, I'm confused. Moving on. Dear Muslim students, as long as you don't support the terrorist wing of your religion, we have no problems. And obviously I'm talking about people that are citizens of this country. But if you want to make my country Islamic, or if you want Sharia enforced, get the hell out of my country. I don't want you here if you're a jihadist. I don't want you here if you want to lobby for Sharia law in my country. I don't want anybody that violates the Constitution in my country. I personally believe that you shouldn't be here if you want to undermine the Constitution. Now, I'm not saying you don't have a right to be. I'm saying that you should get the hell out of my country and go to a country that is more sympathetic to your views, because you'll probably have more success there than you will here, because we're pretty hard-headed here, and we're not going to have our freedoms taken away by some Sharia-loving jihadist. Dear female students, this is my message to all female students, by the way. Not all females, actually. If someone grabs you without consent, I will grab them too, by the neck, until they die. I have no tolerance for rape. I have no tolerance for sexual assault. I have no tolerance for pedophilia. I will not allow a woman to be taken advantage of. And trust me, Plato talks about this thing called a tripartite soul. There's a part of that soul. One of the parts is spiritedness. This spiritedness in the soul is when you act without thought. When you just do something. When something you see is so just inherently disgusting that you can't help but go into an uncontrollable fit of rage and try to terminate the problem. That's how I feel when somebody grabs a woman or tries to rape a woman or tries to hit a woman or tries to do anything to them, because it's a natural instinct, because women are not supposed to be treated that way. Have some chivalry, men. And women, don't accuse us of things that we're not doing, because most men hold the same view I do. We will hurt a man if we see them hurting a woman or trying to sexually assault a woman. It doesn't click well with us. We have this part of our soul. It's just the spirited part of our soul, as Plato put it, where we just go into a fit of rage. We can't stand it. And anyone who doesn't, I feel bad for you. Time to grow up and grow a pair. But anyways, for our last little poster, Mr. Teacher, we have, "Dear undocumented students, get out of my country. I don't want you here. You're criminals of the law. You're fugitives of the law. You came to this country illegally. If your parents brought you here, that sucks. It really does. Because you know what? In America, we have to pay. We sometimes have to pay, and we shouldn't, by the way. We shouldn't have to pay, but we do, for the actions of our parents. Let's say my mother is a crackhead. I have to deal with that. And the government's not going to, the government's not going to come and save me as long as she is, and I have to live with that. If let's say she lies to the police, I have to live with that. I still have to live with my mother being a crack dealer. I have to live with my parents being lazy and unemployed. I have to live with all these things. I have to live with it if my father is absent. So if your parents illegally bring you over the border and make you a criminal, and you get deported, once again, don't get mad at the United States. We're simply enforcing our immigration laws. Get mad at your parents for doing what they did to you.